Hello guys, welcome to the movie recap review. Happy watching.
Can I ask you?
The story commences with Elliot engaging in what appears to be his daily ritual of conversing with corpses, vowing to restore them to a semblance of life before capturing their image. The scene shifts to Anna with her boyfriend Paul. Amid their fervent embrace, Anna's lack of enjoyment sparks tension between them. Subsequently, Paul attempts to reconcile with Anna while she showers, only for her to feign contentment despite her conflicted demeanor. As he bids farewell from beyond the glass, professing his love, Anna's expression betrays her true feelings once more. As Anna arrives at the school where she teaches, she intervenes when she witnesses two older students bullying Jack, one of her younger students. After defending him, Jack expresses his gratitude and draws Anna's attention to a seemingly lifeless chick in the classroom. However, Anna reassures him by gently picking up the chick and showing him that it's merely frightened, not deceased. Later, as Anna leaves the school, she encounters flickering lights in the hallway, gradually dimming as she progresses. Growing increasingly uneasy, she attempts to exit but finds the door locked. Unexpectedly, Jack emerges and effortlessly restores the lights, inquiring if his teacher was frightened by the situation before effortlessly unlocking the door. As Anna bids farewell to Jack, explaining she must attend her old piano teacher's funeral, she realizes her pill bottle is empty, prompting her to visit the pharmacy. En route, she impulsively enters a hair salon for a makeover. Upon arriving at the funeral, Anna observes the widow's astonishment that Elliot had chosen her late husband's favorite flowers, unaware of their significance. Elliot simply remarks that he deemed them fitting for the occasion. At the funeral, Anna approaches her professor's body and briefly imagines seeing it move, as if breathing. Quickly dismissing it as her mind playing tricks, she prepares to depart. From a window, Elliot observes Anna's tearful and frantic search for something, though his perspective leaves the object of her distress ambiguous. That evening, Paul awaits Anna at a charming restaurant, but their date takes a turn for the uncomfortable when he critiques her new appearance, suggesting it doesn't suit her. However, the crux of the matter arises when Paul reveals his impending relocation to Chicago for work. As he prepares to propose, Anna misinterprets his intentions as a breakup, leading to a heated argument. Despite Paul's attempts to clarify, Anna abruptly flees into the rainy night. While driving, Anna barely notices a white van veering dangerously close to her vehicle. Oblivious, she reaches for her phone, intending to make a call. Just as she begins to dial, a car overtakes her, and the scene fades to black. Following the accident, Anna awakens in a mortuary, her complexion pallid and a wound adorning her forehead. Elliot, somberly collecting her belongings, looks unsurprised when Anna stirs and queries her surroundings. With a startling bluntness, Elliot reveals that Anna is in the morgue, as she is deceased. Shocked and disoriented, Anna struggles to comprehend the situation. Attempting to dispel Anna's disbelief, Elliot presents her with a death certificate. However, Anna remains steadfast in her denial, unable to accept the grim reality. Though immobilized, she vocalizes her conviction that it's all a mistake, much to Elliot's frustration. Eventually, overwhelmed by Anna's refusal to acknowledge her demise, Elliot exits the room, leaving Anna alone with her disbelief. Paul awakens in Anna's home, frantically attempting to reach her in hopes of reconciliation. However, her belongings now rest in Elliot's possession. Upon discovering the missed calls, Elliot methodically places Anna's cell phone in a paper bag among a collection of similar ones in a closet. Meanwhile, Paul visits Anna's mother, bearing flowers, only to be confronted with the tragic news of Anna's demise. Adding to his distress, Anna's mother places blame on him for the situation. Simultaneously, Elliot engages in an unsettling conversation with a photograph of the deceased as if it were alive. Later, Elliot encounters Anna's lifeless body, administering stitches to her wounds despite her pleas to avoid further harm. Disregarding her protests, he administers a sedative to ease her muscles. Upon Anna's mother's arrival, she requests that Elliot restore Anna's hair to its natural brown color. Left alone, Anna attempts to assess her condition, futilely searching for a pulse and attempting to gauge sensation by striking her body to no avail. In a desperate bid for communication, she tries an old phone, only to find it non-functional. At the mortuary, Paul arrives in a state of sorrow and desperation, hoping to bid farewell to Anna. However, Elliot, citing the absence of legal ties, denies him access to the corpse. Unbeknownst to Paul, Anna stands behind the door, screaming for his attention, yet unable to make herself heard. Paul rushes to the police station in search of his friend Tom, only to find him absent. Spotting Anna's car nearby, he impulsively enters it, triggering vivid visions of her presence until Tom's intervention snaps him out of it. Meanwhile, Anna seizes a pair of scissors and conceals them, plotting her escape from Elliot's grasp. Her attempt to attack him proves futile, thwarted by locked doors. Despite her threats, Anna cannot bring herself to harm Elliot, who then reveals his ability to communicate with the deceased. Later, Anna awakens to find herself confronted by an elderly woman who ominously declares, "You're not ready." This vision triggers a panic-induced rampage, causing Anna to wreak havoc in the room, unbeknownst to Elliot, who is attending the old woman's funeral, engaged in a seemingly serene conversation with Jack. The following day, Paul begins to experience hallucinations of Anna's presence and hears whispers echoing through his home, though it's all a product of his dreams. Meanwhile, Elliot returns with Anna, revealing her funeral attire and preoccupied with his tasks, allowing her to discreetly pilfer the keys from his pocket. Seizing an opportunity, Anna maneuvers to escape while Elliot departs in his van, heading to the gas station. Struggling with the stolen keys, Anna eventually frees herself from the confines of the room. However, as Elliot realizes his forgotten keys, he hurries back, just as Anna reaches the front door. Hastily, she flees inside and manages to contact Paul for assistance, though the call is plagued by interference. In a tense moment, Elliot confronts her, presenting a mirror that distorts her reflection into a ghastly semblance, convincing her of her own demise. Unbeknownst to Anna, two significant events unfold. Firstly, Jack observes her from outside the house, caught in the act by Elliot. Secondly, as Anna's breath fogs the mirror, a sign of life, Elliot swiftly wipes it away, concealing the anomaly. Thus, convinced of her supposed death. As Anna surrenders to Elliot's preparations without resistance, she disregards the injections administered to her. Meanwhile, Paul visits the school to collect Anna's belongings. During his visit, Jack approaches him, claiming to have seen Anna wearing a red dress at the mortuary the previous night. Paul, angered by what he perceives as tasteless jests, lashes out and strikes Jack in front of witnesses. At the mortuary, a policeman arrives to view his brother's body, positioned next to Anna's. He notices that Anna's head changed position. Out of curiosity, the police attempts to check on Anna while Elliot is outside, only to be interrupted by Elliot's timely intervention. Subsequently, Elliot discovers Jack conversing with a corpse in the mortuary and acknowledges their shared ability, likening it to a gift akin to that of Jesus Christ, and promises to impart his knowledge to Jack. Paul recalls the red dress Anna wore on their last morning together, aligning with Jack's account. Fueled by the possibility of Anna's survival, he rushes to the mortuary, demanding to see her from Elliot. However, Elliot staunchly refuses, prompting Paul to forcibly enter. Threatened with police involvement, Paul reluctantly retreats, but he refuses to abandon his quest for the truth, seeking solace and support from his friend Tom. Paul theorizes that Anna might have been drugged and suggests the possibility of her making a phone call, but his concerns are dismissed. However, Tom's acquaintance with a policeman sheds light on a substance called hydronium bromide, capable of inducing rapid paralysis. Despite Paul's efforts to convey his suspicions, he's met with skepticism. Meanwhile, Elliot engages in a poignant conversation with Anna as he continues her funeral preparations. Anna reveals her past unhappiness and the misguided belief instilled by her mother that love equals suffering. Regretting her failure to express her love for Paul, Anna is offered a chance to leave by Elliot, who opens the door to freedom. Upon returning home, Anna encounters her mother, Paul, and a group of elderly women engaged in what resembles a ritualistic prayer. As they perform the ceremony, Anna experiences a surreal, nightmarish episode, spitting out insects and grappling with her reality. Confronted by her fear and uncertainty, Anna finds herself hesitant to step beyond the threshold. Elliot imparts a profound truth, suggesting that people are not truly afraid of death, but rather of life itself. Accepting her fate, Anna chooses to embrace the notion of happiness in death, surrendering to the understanding that she has indeed passed away. As Elliot prepares Anna for her burial, Jack approaches him, eager to learn as promised. Elliot imparts a harsh lesson, condemning the deceased as lifeless bodies devoid of purpose, asserting his duty to bury them to make space for the living. Despite Jack's initial enthusiasm, Elliot's speech casts a somber tone over the proceedings. On the day of the funeral, Elliot administers a substance to relax Anna's muscles, restoring a semblance of vitality to her skin. It's revealed to be hydronium bromide, confirming Paul's earlier suspicions. Anna's final request to see her face leads to a moment of doubt as her breath fogs the mirror, a sign of life contradicting her supposed demise. Rejecting Anna's protests, Elliot dismisses her observations as mere imagination, rendering her powerless due to the effects of the drugs. The funeral proceeds, with Anna's mother surprised by the presence of her favorite flowers, arranged by Elliot. Paul, accompanied by Tom, approaches Anna's body, intending to place an engagement ring on her finger. A subtle movement of Anna's lips and eyelids prompts Elliot to hastily close the coffin in nervous uncertainty. Following the funeral, Paul apologizes to Jack, who cryptically reminds him of the distinction between seeing Anna alive and merely seeing her. As Anna is being buried, she awakens inside the coffin, screaming for help in a desperate bid for survival. Meanwhile, at the reception, Elliot approaches Paul, hinting that Anna might still be alive. Elliot cryptically suggests they check the cemetery before time runs out. Jack buries the chick he had previously thought dead, but was actually alive all along. Meanwhile, Anna's oxygen supply dwindles as Paul races through traffic going to cemetery. Suddenly, a blinding light envelops him, clearing the road ahead as an ambulance overtakes him. However, the ambulance continues its path, passing Elliot's truck accompanied by Jack, conversing the end of Paul's pursuit. Arriving at the cemetery, Paul frantically exhumes Anna's coffin, rescuing her just in time. Professing their love, their reunion is short-lived as Paul hears a noise and Anna's voice warns of imminent danger. Paul then finds himself immobilized on a stretcher in the mortuary, where Elliot reveals that Paul died in a car accident before reaching the cemetery. Jack assists Elliot in inflicting excruciating pain upon him using a huge metal pipe. Despite the darkness closing in, Paul defiantly declares that he's not dead.
And that's the end of the story. I hope you liked it. Comment down below what movies do you like us to recap next. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.